So, how many of us have been in narcissistic relationships? I've got to tell you that there is a bit of a secret that I have discovered through my own experience, and that is that generally sensitive, empathic people attract narcissists. So, how do you go from being in narcissistic relationships to becoming an empathic healer? Hi, my name's Elizabeth Eleanor, and I am an intuitive empath that has been 27 years of spiritually waking up, understanding who I am and all the things that come with it, and why I was attracting these crazy experiences and these really challenging relationships. So I am doing 365 days on YouTube, and today is day 44. So this is just absolutely perfect timing. What is an intuitive empath? I'm not going to go into it too far. I did do another video about it a little while ago, maybe a few days ago. Jump in and have a look at my channel and you'll see it. If you are interested in following my journey for 365 days, then please subscribe and hit the bell for notifications when we throw another video on. And if you get any value from this one, just give me the thumbs up so I know what my audience is looking for and what you're interested in and all the things. So let's get to it, right? What is the crazy journey? The crazy journey from being in relationships with emotionally neglectful and, unavailable men. That's what just kept on happening to me. And I haven't been in many relationships, right? So I was in two, maybe three relationships. I'd say 2.5. I had a sort of what I call a Clayton's relationship in between. And I wouldn't say that was a narcissistic relationship, but definitely not one that I was wanting to pursue. However, two relationships with men that really, at the time to start with, seemed to be just absolutely beautiful, on point, everything that I wanted, did everything to please me, to make me feel whole, to make me feel wanted and loved. All the things that were ticking the boxes, which is, I found out later, exactly what narcissists do. And I don't know if I would say that these guys were narcissistic completely, but definitely had the behavior of it. And I found myself in these relationships, one, 10 years later than the previous one. And I thought I had my shit together. Everything was going well. But here I was again in another relationship where he'd wooed me, made me feel so special and wanted and loved and all of those things. And, got on well with my kids and all of that stuff. And then as soon as the relationship looked like it was on hold, like it was locked in, all of it went out the window. And it was just like chalk and cheese. Like all of a sudden, there was like no connection. There was a lot of neglect. There was a lot of gaslighting, things that I just didn't think that I would put up with. All of a sudden, I was putting up with. And, just going back to the first relationship that I had was really that whole thing of just feeling like not good enough. Every single time I read a book and wanted to have a discussion about the book, he'd put me down, he'd put the book down. Every time I wanted to do something that was out of the ordinary or that, lit my world up in some way, then he would just gently, weasel me into self-doubt that somehow what I was doing was wrong or, like weird or whatever. And I would just feel like worthless, not good enough, and always striving to please and to better myself, but in the eyes, in the square, right? In the square of my partner. And so, you know, it was a really challenging time in my life because I already didn't feel good about myself from my childhood and all of those things. And so I'm saying these things because I bet you relate. If you've jumped on here and this topic, the sound of it has really hit somewhere and you want to, find out more, then I would say that you've had some experience of this yourself, right? If you want to throw it into the comments, I'd love for you to share with me what your experience has been, because what I realized after, in reflection, and once I got out of those relationships, well, actually in between the two, the very first one, I discovered that I was an empathic, intuitive healer, and that I was able to feel the energy around me, that I was extremely sensitive to energy. And that meant, like, I had a very big heart chakra, right? So very gentle, sweet, loving, all of those things. And that is one of the things that when you look it up, that's one of the things that attracts people that are very selfish. They want all of that energy. They're attracted to the light of those people that have a very serving and caring nature about them. And so here I was in this space of really understanding and developing my awareness, but it was being squashed and squashed and squashed because I had no idea that I actually was a healer, because I didn't have the freedom to explore that while I was in this relationship, right? So the very first thing that had to happen was I had to start believing in myself. I had to start believing that there was something more, there was something better, that I didn't have to live this way, right? That even if, and it was still when I was not feeling good about myself and didn't feel worthy and really didn't believe in myself, but I pushed through and knew that I didn't know what was on the other side, but I knew that I wanted more than what I was experiencing. I knew that what I was experiencing made me feel like crap all the time. I just felt down and heavy in my body, and, anxiety and sadness. And, if unworthy is a feeling, if you've been through this, you know what I'm talking about. And so I knew that there was more. And so not only did I have to believe in myself enough to move and step out of this, but I also needed to believe in that, have faith in the universe or God or whatever it was. I knew that there was a higher power somewhere, and I knew that I needed to believe that whatever it was had my back. So I took the plunge. So it was believing in myself, believing in the universe, and then having the courage to actually take the action. And so taking the action and deciding to leave, 2 kids in tow, scary as F. Like, it was really intense, very young still, didn't know what I was doing, and didn't really have anywhere to go. And so it was a very scary time. And yet, because I did that, those little steps of encouragement by the universe, move forward, come forward, take those actions, those things started lining up with opportunities. And it was a bit of a bumpy road, right? But as I moved into those opportunities, what happened was, more of those opportunities came, and I started doing things like moving into being a remedial massage therapist. And it's really interesting how these things come about, because I went and did the course not because I wanted to be a massage therapist, but because I wanted to study essential oils. And there was a topic in there around essential oils, and maybe I'll share that story in another video because it was very interesting way it all came about. And what happened was going into this course and absolutely fell in love with being a massage therapist and understanding how the body worked and the dynamics of it, and discovered that I had this gift of being able to put my hands on the body and feel the energy. And what I used to say was, feeling the cells moving and talking. And that then developed from being able to take my hands off the body and feel the energy around the body. And it just slowly became more and more. And I discovered that that was the very thing that was holding me in these patterns before, of being in very sensitive and feeling like I was too sensitive and too much in a relationship with somebody that was very neglectful, emotionally abusive, and and also selfish, right? Taking the energy, wanting, but not giving anything back. And so the more you actually get the opportunity to feel what's going on for you, the more you actually start encouraging yourself and listening to your higher self, the more you take action, believing in yourself, and you start moving towards what's right for you instead of what's right for everybody else, then the universe will come in and give you like the ladder, right? Hey, here's another rung, here's another rung, here's another rung. And it's a beautiful experience. So if you are in a situation where you're feeling like, you're in a, like if you're feeling down in a relationship, you need to get out. That's my opinion. You are not born to be in a relationship that doesn't fill you up. I know that once I cleared all the stuff that was getting in the way, all the things that made me feel unworthy, all of those things, the non-deserving, the things that held my boundaries and said no to people. There was so many little pieces that sort of fit into the puzzle. The more I did that, that's how I met this beautiful man at the beach. So I was walking along the beach, the only one, actually, I wasn't walking, he was walking along the beach. I was standing there doing a Facebook Live, and I was the only one on the beach, I thought, and he walked past. My maiden name was Payne, and his last name is Makepeace. And so, these are the things that the universe actually gives you as a gift almost when you start putting the effort in and start moving towards things. And it's very interesting, just the contrast. I remember with my first relationship, just as an example, on my 21st, I got a shovel, right? A shovel for my garden as my 21st birthday present from this guy. And a week later, he lent it to one of his friends, and his friend never gave it back. So that was the sort of presents that I used to get if I got a present. Now, this guy here, the beautiful Makepeace man that I'm with now, before we were even together, he saw that my massage table, that the vinyl wasn't, it was old and it was starting to fall apart. And I went away to Brisbane or somewhere, I forget where I was, for the weekend. And I come back and he's re-vinyled all of my massage table. I had a beautiful, my animal totem on a piece of cardboard, and he's gone, and it's just over here, and he's gone and framed it for me. It had been rolled up in cardboard in a tube for like, I don't know, 15, 20 years or something. And he went and framed it for me. The sort of care, and now he's, lovingly serving me and I'm lovingly serving him. And we've both got this better, special wanting to care for each other in a really delicate, gentle way, right? And so I want to share with you, if you're in a relationship that isn't filling you up, isn't fulfilling, then please, please have a look at why are you still together? Why is this person in your movie? What are you supposed to be learning from the experience? And do the work around that, right? Because we're not here to be downtrodden. We're not here to be in the space of not feeling loved and supported and connected and all of those beautiful things. We're not here to feel tormented and, disconnected from people. We're here to experience true love and true happiness, really. So I would hate for you to be at the end of your life and go, why on earth did I spend all my time in a relationship that was not serving me, or is actually serving me and I didn't learn the lesson from it, right? So if you're interested in, this is you and you're someone that wants to look at a different way, right? Move away from relationships that are holding you back, then jump in down the bottom. You'll see that I've got my website there. Like this if you loved it, or got some value out of it, and jump on a call and let's have a chat and see what we can do to support you. Take care, and I'll catch you tomorrow.